Oh hey, Jill here, and you're listening to Organized Chaos with Jill. I'm your host and mom of three, and this is the show where we chat all the mom things and then some. So grab your coffee or whatever it is that gets you through the day, and let's get to it. Welcome to episode 10. It is so hard to believe that we're already 10 full episodes in. And I know that number may seem small, but it is a real milestone for me entering the world of podcasting. I still don't even have like my true microphone, headphones, all that jazz. I'm recording on my phone. I didn't know fully what I was getting into when I wanted to start a podcast. I just knew I wanted to do it. So this is a huge milestone for me. And before we jump into today's episode, I just wanted to say thank you, to shout out to my hubby for supporting me on this journey, my kiddos for being the driving motivational source behind this podcast, and of course, thank you to all of you for listening, for commenting, sharing, all the things. I love being able to use this platform to chat all the mom things, household hacks, tips, tricks, and everything with you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Today, we are going to be diving into a topic that every mom should make a priority: mommy me time. Whether you're a new mom, a seasoned mom, somewhere in between, carving out time for yourself can sometimes feel impossible. I did talk about this briefly in an earlier episode, but today I just wanted to dive a little bit deeper because this topic is something that is so essential and so important. So today we're really going to talk about why me time is so important. We're going to talk about how to create moments of me time for yourself and just share some simple ideas of self-care practices to really help you recharge your mama batteries. And honestly, when I'm sharing this type of information with you guys, I'm talking to myself too, because sometimes it's like I need to practice what I preach, right? So, like I said, this is a super important, super essential topic, and I'm really excited to take today to dive deep into it. So, let's get started, right? We're going to start with just the basic question. Why is mommy me time so important? As moms, we tend to put ourselves on the back burner a lot. We take care of everything else, everyone else, our children, our spouses, our homes. We're scheduling appointments, we're booking play dates, we're finding new activities. And sometimes, more often than not, we forget that we need to take care of ourselves too, right? Taking breaks, engaging in self-care is what can help us mamas reduce the stress of everything that we carry and ultimately make us better moms, better partners. We've all heard that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. And it is a cliche saying, but it's also so true. And I think sometimes we feel, at least I do, that taking care of ourselves is selfish. But in reality, it's not selfish. It's a necessity for us. Now, I have said this many, many times. I absolutely love being a stay-at-home mom. This is a dream come true for me to be able to be home with my kids every day. That being said, 3 kids, ages 3 and under, is a lot. Honestly, even when it was just James at home, 1 kid is a lot. And when we're home all day, we're playing, we're learning, we're running errands, we're taking care of the home. And then it's like eat, sleep, repeat. And sometimes it truly feels like it is a never-ending cycle. And so I remember one day I was going to the bathroom, and of course the boys followed me because moms, when you say you need to use the restroom, the kids hear like family party, family meeting, party in the bathroom right now. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was going to the bathroom and William had balloons left over from Anna's birthday party and walks into the bathroom while I'm going to and brings the balloons and is ready to have a party with me. There's no concept of I just need a minute, right? But anyway, one day I remember just feeling so overwhelmed. So I was overtired. I was stressed out, everything. It just felt like everything was on my shoulders. And I started to get a little teary-eyed thinking what I'm sure some of you have thought at times of I can't do this. I just need a minute. I need some me time. And it was really in that moment that I told myself I need to make sure that I'm taking care of me because I can't do this, this mom life, being here present for my kids, for my family and everything, if I don't feel okay, if I don't have that little me moment. And so, that was my aha moment. I swear so many like aha moments happen in the shower or like in the bathroom. Is that just me? I don't know. Anyway, sidetracked there for a minute. So that being said, I started to think about ways and really implement like self-care into my day-to-day. So we now have a dedicated quiet time during the day. My boys have been anti-nap for a while. So we focus on just a time where we can either turn on a movie and turn like the lights down, relax, or they can read books or color, just something quiet. And I try to do this when Anna is napping. That way she doesn't have to deal with extra chaos in the background. Maybe she'll nap a little bit better, nap a little longer. And then having this dedicated quiet time gives me an opportunity to have a little bit of quiet time for myself, right? I can sit and have a cup of coffee. I can read myself if we're all reading books. I can work on this podcast, which sometimes is when I get these recordings in. Just small things that bring me joy. And it's in creating these tiny moments that I've started to feel so much better overall. Really feel like I can be more present and more engaged and not feel so overwhelmed. I mean, even in my morning coffee, like I've always, I start the coffee, I have my whole morning routine, you've all heard it. But lately I have been kind of making it a priority to treat it a little bit differently. And I force myself to sit down with my coffee, not necessarily for the whole cup of coffee, but like usually I'm drinking it when I'm like getting their clothes, I'm getting myself dressed, I'm making lunch, all that stuff. And now I really take a few minutes, even if it's like 3 to 5 minutes, that's how quick it can be, to just sit down on the couch, have a couple sips of my morning coffee and really enjoy it. And I think that those extra sips that just allow me to breathe a little bit before the day really gets going. So let's talk about some tips for carving out your own mommy me time. And the first thing I will say is schedule it. I love routine and schedule. I've said it so many times. So just like any other appointment or activity, schedule your me time. And it can be 10 minutes, it can be an hour, it can be whatever you have. But treat it as something that's non-negotiable in your day-to-day. And obviously the schedule might like teeter a little bit. Like I said, we do the quiet time kind of when Anna naps. She has like a range of when she falls asleep. So I don't necessarily have a set specific time every day, but it is still scheduled into our day-to-day. So make it something for you that's a priority to schedule. And then when you're thinking about self-care, get creative. I think a lot of times when you hear self-care, you think something big, like I'm getting my hair done, I'm going to a nail appointment, I'm getting a massage, like having a full spa day. But me time does not have to look a certain way or be like a big, elegant thing. It could simply be taking a bath, going for a walk, even just like doing a little bit of yoga, whatever. Find what works for you, find what fits into your schedule. And I mean, if you can sneak out for some extra me time and do something big like a spa time, that's awesome. But if not, like I said, something simple that feels good for you and fits in your day-to-day is totally okay. Another tip is involve others. And yes, it's me time. So I don't mean like have other people engaging with you necessarily, but it's important to talk about it with others. So like talk to your spouse, talk to everybody, share why it's important for you to have this me time. Maybe you're utilizing them to, schedule that me time. So it's important to talk. And also I think it's important to involve your kids in the conversation. Talking to them about self-care is also a teaching opportunity to share the importance of taking care of yourself. So it's a win-win, right? Like you're talking to your kids, you're teaching about self-care, you're involving them, they're learning the importance of self-care at such a young age. It's, an impressionable age. So it's pretty sweet all around. And then another thing I'm going to say is use nap time wisely. And I kind of mention this because we use Anna's nap time as the basis for ours. But I'm going to also start by saying I always hated hated to hear that saying like nap when the baby naps when my kids were first born, because it's like comical. But as they have gotten a little bit older and then there's like one nap time or maybe 2 nap times, I can see why that makes sense in terms of utilizing that nap time to like the best of your ability. And I do think that like those times are the times to get that opportunity for you time, for mommy time. And, it gives you a little quiet time as well. So use it wisely. And then my last tip almost piggybacks about with involving others is don't be afraid to ask for help. And this is something I am totally guilty of struggling with. I am just somebody, I mean, even before kids was just like, I had this I can do it, very independent attitude. And I was always afraid to ask people to help with anything. So here it's like, reach out to family, reach out to friends, anybody that can maybe watch the kids, even just for an hour, to create a space for you to focus on you. And I know this isn't always easy, and this doesn't have to be every single day or every single time you want self-care. But if you have people in your village that can help you, utilize them. I mean, I've had people like constantly even tell me, like, if you need anything, let me know. If you want me to watch the kids, let me know. And I still don't ask for help. I think we're all guilty of that. But this is me giving you permission to ask for help. And like I said, I'm kind of talking to myself, giving myself permission to ask for help sometimes. So now that we've kind of shared those tips, I want to share a few ideas that like you can consider when you're thinking about self-care. Obviously, I said earlier, our mind tends to go like pamper yourself with something big, with the idea of getting your hair done, your nails done, going to the spa. And yes, certainly an option. And I love those things. And if you can get out, do it, because those days are amazing and you always feel like fantastic after that type of activity. But also you can use that pamper yourself mindset at home. You know, get a face mask, take a bath. You literally can get like 50-cent face masks like anywhere, I swear. Do your own nails, although I mean I stink at that, so I never ever really do my own nails. But just those little pamper things do count as me time, even if they're done at home. Take a creative approach. You know, if you like to paint or draw or try a new craft, that's a way to relax. I remember my mom used to always like knit. And so there was a time growing up that I started getting into knitting, and nothing extravagant. I, made a really mean scarf, right? And it doesn't require much, but something like that just helps you kind of like relax your brain, but it's a creative outlet as well. You can do physical activity, obviously, whether it's going for a short walk, getting like an in-home workout done, which I think is all the rage these days, especially when you have kids. But if you have the ability to go out to a fitness class or get out, anything that makes you move, get up, dance, whatever. It's like, all I think of is like Legally Blonde, when like working out makes you happy and gives you endorphins, and happy people don't kill their husbands. Moving really does help you boost your mood. And I think that if you can get that physical activity in, you feel good, you feel like refreshed, pumped up, and then you can, again, carry on being the best version of you, to be the best version of you for your kids and for your partner and everything. Or you can take a quieter approach and, read, listen to a podcast. I'm all about podcasts, obviously, but I mean, like, I listen to all the crime things, murder and mayhem, as my mother likes to call it. There's even apps these days on our phone that like help with breathing, help with meditation, things like that. There are so many things, like big and small, that you can do for mommy me time. I've said it already, but like, find what works for you. Find what fits into your daily routine, because once you do that, it's going to be huge, right? So today, we shared what mommy me time is in terms of why it's so important. We put ourselves last, as moms, and it's so easy to do, but mommy me time is crucial so that we can, recharge our batteries, really be the best version of ourselves. We talked about how to carve out time out for ourselves, which I think that's really the hardest thing to do, is like, when can I even find the time with everything? Especially if you have multiple kids and you're running from place to place, it is so easy to just be like, I don't have the time. But if you really sit down and you really think about your schedule, you can find the time, and it is so crucial to schedule it. Make it non-negotiable. You are like super important. So, and then we shared, obviously, a bunch of different ideas of self-care, whether it's something big or something small. I'm going to repeat myself. Find what works for you and make it a part of your routine. As we wrap up today, I really hope you got a lot out of this episode. I hope you feel inspired to add something into your routine. I hope that you realize that taking time for yourself and for self-care is not selfish. I'm telling myself this again, it's not selfish. It is necessary part in being the best mom you can be for your kiddos, the best partner you can be for your spouse or your significant other. And whether it's just 10 minutes or it's an hour or more, prioritizing yourself ultimately benefits both you and your family. So I'm going to end it here. I know we're a little bit shorter, but I could talk about this subject for hours and hours and hours and really drill it into your head. But I just think that we've really touched on a lot of important stuff today. So my goal now for you is to sit down, have a conversation with your spouse, with your partner, with your kids, talk about your me time, talk about ideas that you could do for me time, maybe even involving them into how to schedule it. Where should we do it in the day? If you're involving your kids and teaching the importance of me time, like I talked about. So that is my advice right now, my homework for you. This is my first episode. I'm giving you homework. Sit down, get it on your schedule, create a mommy me time each day, and just remember, again, it's not selfish, it's necessary. You deserve this time for you. Thank you so much for listening. Get out there and have an amazing day. Be sure to like, follow, and share this podcast. And if you aren't already doing so, follow us on Instagram at Organized Chaos with Jill. We'll have all the latest updates, upcoming episodes, and more. Have a good day.
The best is yet to come.